Welcome back, everyone. My name is Eltimar, and we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of our evil campaign of Wrath of the Righteous. We have a few things to do before we start wandering off from Canaveris to Dresden, which is going to be a quick jump cut, but we have Enchanting the Phylactery of Stevenius the Rotten. So we have a couple choices here. The remains of the soul of Stevenius the Rotten are still locked inside, or locked within the shards of his phylactery. A dark ritual could awaken their power or destroy them permanently. We can either get a Bane of Flesh. Once per day, when your HP falls below 0.8 hit points, your hit points are restored by twice your character level, and the ring summons 1d4 plus 2 skeletal champions around you for 2 minutes. Kinda cool. Or, you bound a part of your soul to the ring. You gain +4 to saving throws against mind-affecting effects, emotions, confusion, fear, death, and compulsion effects, but a -2 penalty to saves against poison, elemental, paralyzing, and movement-impairing effects. As a free action, you can lose hit points equal to half your level to grant a target +2 to attack rolls and transform their damage type into force for 1 round. I'm torn. That ring is super good for saving us from most of our mind-affecting things. The elemental resistance lowering does suck, but I don't care about the paralyzing and movement impairing things because we have freedom of movement on our boots, and that doesn't affect us. I think I'm going to go with the Bane of Spirit. By offering up a dark prayer over the remains of the Phylactery Stevenius the Rotten's priests, or the Phylactery Stevenius the Rotten, priest awakened grains of his soul. The vicious spirit melted with the ring, giving its owner the unholy forces. We have the arrival of Hell Knights, which we have to get to Dresden for, the end of the world. Priests of various faiths are asking the commander to banish the followers of a sect that believes in the imminent demise of Golarion. These doomsayers scorn the gods with their words and demand that everyone bow down before the inevitable end. We can send them to die, giving us 600 military experience. We can silence them for 4,000 experience points. We can let them preach, which reduces our morale by a lot, but raises recruitment growth by a lot, which we don't need. Or we can reconcile the sectarians with the other priests and gain some morale energy points for 30 days. But that's not really good for us, because it's a good thing. We're going to silence them. 4,000 leadership points sounds good to me. How's our leadership going? I think our leadership is maxed out for what it is. Or sorry, our diplomacy. Anywho, yeah, let's take the leadership boost, I think. Subverting discipline is prohibited. The officers silence the sectarians with cruel punishments, and the latter were forced to admit that in the army the commander decides where and when the world is going to end. I like that. The arrival of Hell Knights, so we have to be at home for that. But we have other relics we can do. We can also hunt down a mutiny. Let's do that really quickly. Cowardice and faint-heartedness are like rust. They start small but can blight a whole blade. Any warriors spreading disloyalty or open rebellion must be rooted out and punished as an example. Riots must be nipped in the bud. Such drastic measures will surely lessen the eagerness to join the crusade, but there's no place for the weak-willed in the crusade to begin with. Actually, I'm not going to do this one yet, because I think our morale is actually really good. We should have just told us our morale. There it is. So our morale's maxed out right now. We don't need to do the decree yet. Oh, we have a new thing. We can actually do a military one for once. A faulty potion has turned a number of crusaders into giants. Oh yeah, we did this one. We get the 2 Zagalthorn's giants. So what do we have going on right now? We have abnormal giants. We have the Ziggurat done in 4 days. Should be done pretty close to when we get back. We don't need to hunt down the mutiny, so I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. We're not expanding those things. We're not doing a religious feast, although we could. Let's do Enchanting the Altar of the First Retriever, I think. Done. Alright, let's move. I'm going to jump cut to when we get to Dresden. We should be pretty close to the Ziggurat by then. If not, we'll skip a day or two and just get it done, because I'm really, really curious to see what happens with that when it gets all completed. I feel like we have more to do at the Artisan's Tower, weirdly, because it's still glowing. Maybe this means it's a quest place. I should save before we continue, just in case we end up dying on our way. I like to walk until we're fully exhausted, because it takes forever to get anywhere in this game. Well, that's slightly unfortunate, but we're not all exhausted. Only one person is, so we should be fine. What do we got for enemies anyways?
Let's have some fun.
Oh, they're ghouls. Who cares? It's not... It should be an auto-resolve button for fights like that. Oh, we have to rest here because now Nenio can't move. Fine, we'll just rest. Our camp looks different. It looks much larger for some reason. Anyways, we're gonna get to Dresden. I'll be right back. See you guys shortly. So on our way back to Dresden, we have a new thing that popped up. A supplicant from Chili Creek. Markel, a fisherman from the village of Chili Creek, seeks an audience with the commander to make a request. So we'll deal with that also when we get back to Dresden. We're on our way there right now. Back shortly. Alrighty, we've arrived back in Dresden. We're loading in right now. We're gonna hit the Citadel, and then we will have a couple events to do, probably. As of apparently some hiccups. Very annoying. Some say that being a kind person is hard work, that most people can't do it. Is that true? Look at the people standing next to you. Don't you want to love those people? Is it so hard to smile at them, to say a kind word, to share with those in need? Don't you feel joy when you do something good for others? And isn't it wonderful when they do the same for you? Kindness is the easiest and most pleasant thing in the world. The crowd, or our crowd, has gathered in the street, young and old, civilians and soldiers. Everyone is listening to the frail elf girl, captivated by her delicate voice as it rings out. And what about the ungrateful assholes, huh? You do good for them and they just shit on you in return. Just don't be like them, and don't get angry at those people. They don't know what they are doing. Don't abandon them to their silliness and sins. Keep doing good, and you will see sooner or later they will realize that they were wrong. You should teach them about obeying the authorities and the law, not vague notions of kindness. The laws are written to make people behave well, even when they don't feel like it, aren't they? If everyone was kind, no laws would be needed. Everyone would live in peace, and no one would hurt anybody else. Depends on the laws. In some places it's lawful to have slaves. That's right, you see, laws can be evil, but kindness is always kind. Turns out that it's the most important law of all. She keeps preaching. Well, fine then, you can keep preaching if you want to. Where am I?
Hey, quick! Else we miss all the...
I need to go into the fort. I didn't expect to be in the middle of the street. As evil as I become in this game, I don't think I can ever turn on Ember. Unless she becomes part of the swarm. In which case, really, her will is just subsumed into the bugs, which I don't feel that's technically turning against her. It's just changing her form. She's becoming part of a different collective, if you know what I mean. Alright, we have a couple events coming up. We have Wendwog. A fresh bruise swells on the huntress's cheekbone. Wendwog releases a furious hiss reminiscent of a nest of fighting vipers. I'm so sick and tired of it. I can't tell what irritates me more, the stupidity of the Uplanders' way of life, or the arrogance which they call anything else savagery. Under her mask of anger, you can clearly see her insecurity and wounded pride. What happened? Avoiding eye contact with you, Wendwog growls. Quiet and slightly. It was nothing. I just had a run-in with a bunch of morons who have crap for brains. Remember how I told you Uplanders sometimes need a good beating to teach them respect? Well, I had to knock some sense into one of them. Tell me everything. This crooked tiefling approached me. He was fawning over me and smiling. He bought me some good wine, and he kept saying they'd be thrilled if I'd just take a look at his weapons. He said he was a craftsman, and that I'd be flattered if a fighter of my quality praised his work, so I did, and he kept pushing. Take a look at this blade, try out this bow, this scumbag. So I chose a dagger for myself, a good one, with a blackened blade and a skinner. I really liked it. I picked it up, praised the work of that horn-headed scum, told him that he was a decent craftsman, and that I was impressed, and off I went. But then he pounced on me, grabbed my arm. You must understand, master, that I couldn't let that go unpunished, so I knocked out his teeth with the handle of that very same dagger. And he started yelling that I stole from him, and a crowd gathered. And everyone was giving me dirty looks like they were also superior, as if I was some savage who crawled out of her hole just to bother these squeaky clean scumbags. And what do they know? In Neathholm, every craftsman sees it an honor if a hunter chooses his weapon. And these Uplanders, ugh. Wendwog's eyes are ablaze and she lets out a hiss, baring her teeth, but bewilderment still seeps into her voice. We have this custom of paying for things, see, instead of just taking them for free. We don't usually beat up people just for simply touching us. Wendwog bares her teeth angrily. You're taking their side over mine? Are you trying to say that they're right? That I'm just a filthy savage from the underground? How do you Uplanders always manage to twist everything so that I'm the one to blame? I mean, you kinda are in this case. Commander, unexpected reinforcements have arrived, not from the Queen this time. These are volunteers. There's been an interesting incident. There's a small community in Cheliax where worship of the infernal Duke Bifrons is flourishing. His sacred animal is the fox, and as soon as his worshippers learned who was heading the crusade, members of this enclave declared it a sign from their lord. They sent an entire unit to help you. It sounds like they're just trying to strengthen the position of their cult to grab some glory. On the other hand, as distasteful as I find it, we don't prohibit devil worship, and they've sent some excellent fighters. We will allow them to join the army. We get barbarians or finance points. We don't need more troop types. I'm not sure if accepting them in the army would be such a great idea. Is there any other way they can help the crusade? I'll speak with them, Commander. I don't think they'll refuse to help us with resources or something else we need. Thank you, Commander. It's just that we don't need more random troop things. They approach as if in military formation in lockstep, arranged so that the tallest white-haired elf occupies a central position, flanked by the other two. At the same time, it does not seem as though any one of the three is the leader. Knight Commander Eltimar, we are representatives of the Hell Knights in the no man's land of the Worldwound. Paralictor Eminos Renth from the Order of the Gate, Paralictor Lorena Tai from the Order of the Pike, and Paralictor Garen Diothin from the Order of the Pyre. After introducing themselves, all three turn to Regil in unison and give curt nods. The elf, Paralictor Eminos Renth, turns his gaze on you. His voice is dry and his speech is fastidiously formal. We have come to officially greet the commander of the First Crusade on behalf of the coalition of the Hell Knight Orders. The Orders have been and remain fundamentally opposed to demons and demon worshippers. We will continue to act in the no man's land of the Worldwound as an allied force to your armies. Are you willing to participate in joint operations? My armies need support. Actually, I welcome our honored allies to Dresden. Thank you, Knight Commander, and allow us to congratulate you on your victory in the battle for Dresden. Are you willing to participate in joint operations? That is not possible at this moment in time. The Orders are following their own plans. The majority of our forces are deployed far to the west. We are thereby helping you by drawing the attention of the demon armies. Paralictor Dorenge's decision to hand over part of his force to you to command was done on his own initiative, but the other orders and even other chapters of the Order of Godclaw have their own objectives. Is that all you wanted to say? One more thing. Our chapters, together with a troop led by Paralictor Dorenge, intend to establish an outpost, or rather, a fortified transfer point for our operations. We found suitable ruins from the First Crusade and have begun making them fit for our habitation. When the outpost is ready, you will be entitled as our ally to make use of the facilities for the rest and sustenance while you're making forays deeper into the wound. On that, we shall take our leave, Knight Commander. Thank you, Hell Knights, bye. I like you guys. So many strange, terrible things are happening here. Markill, a fisherman from the tiny, peaceful village of Chili Creek, enters the hall. I saw enough horrors on my way here to last a lifetime, but of course I didn't show up empty-handed. The whole village took up a collection for the war effort. It's not much, mind you, but it's something. We're just doing our part, however small, to help you win the war. How'd you get here? By pure luck, I figure. You were surrounded by all this horror. The land is dead, the trees are all gnarled and twisted, there are monsters roaming around everywhere, ready to jump out at a moment's notice. Thankfully, I ran into a Crusader patrol and they brought me here. If it wasn't for them, I would have ended my trip in the teeth of some nasty beast, that's for sure. Everything's in the village. Everything's been peaceful and quiet. I get wistful just thinking about it. Now I'm kicking myself for being such a fool. Why didn't I just stay home? What was I thinking dragging myself all the way out here to the Worldwound? But you know, it's not right sitting home quietly, hiding behind the heroes who risk their necks for us every day, so I decided to pay a visit. How's Jernok doing? He's settling in, that's for sure. Almost one of us now. Heals the sick, fixes the nets with the others. Before you know it, he'll be learning how to swim. The fisherman chuckles good-naturedly. Would you like to stay here with us? No, thank you. Hate to say it, but I'm no crusader. Fighting demons is not really my thing. I'll get some rest before I head out. Take a day or two to look around the fortress. It'll give me time to give me some stories to tell. Then I'll head home to Chili Creek. I've already seen more on this trip than I've seen in a lifetime. Anyway, you better come back to see us. We'll be waiting. Thanks. Thank you for defending our peace and quiet. The fisherman bows respectfully. We've gathered up something else for you, heroes, but I couldn't bring it with me. It was too heavy to carry. Come to our village and you can pick it up yourself. And pay us a visit while you're at it. We're always glad to see you. Well, I'll see you later. Good luck with the fighting. So they want us to go there. How close are we to the Ziggurat thing? I am deeply curious. We got the giants, of course. We are 1 day away. We might as well just stay here and do it. We could rest because we're actually fatigued, but let's do the development in the art of war. They who do not seek to know their enemy and fail to forge new paths to victory will inevitably fall. The secret of success lies in officers' steadfast focus on strategy, the ability to learn from past experiences, and the preparation of soldiers for future battles. Issue that decree. It's also 1 day, so we can do them both. We'll go rest first, though. If that doesn't carry over the full day, we'll do a skip day. Actually, we'll rest first, and if that doesn't carry over, we'll move our armies, and then we'll do a skip day. Because I'm really curious about the Ziggurat thing. We're doing pretty good in terms of time. I know there's a limit to how long you can do this act
My life is a
of the mid-game, because eventually your morale gets so low that your army disbands and you die. But
Statistics
I think you have a lot of
indicate
time until that happens. Nine hours. I guess the Ziggurat didn't finish because we didn't get an event when we came out here. Let's go manage affairs. Unless it's just a thing that pops up right here. But I would imagine that Zacharias is going to come and talk to us when that happens. Right? I'm almost certain. Yeah, it's still technically 1 day away. Let's manage our forces, which we can't do from here, can we? Oh yeah, we can. Never mind. What button do I need to press to do? Oh, that must be this? Nope, that's just recruitment. Oh, I see. It's map or campaign. Got it. That makes sense. So, we do have an army positioned out here, but there's an enemy army coming in from here. I kind of wanted to go fight this army and then come back up. I think I should have time to do that. Or do I? Let's save and find out. We can always unsave. Oh, this is not the right way. Okay, let's go fight this demon army and then go back up. We should be able to make it back in time to fight that army. At the very least, I'll get caught up on a fort somewhere. Well, there goes all our archers. Luckily, that doesn't eat up all of our infirmary, but it's a lot of rogues. Could move in and kill a bunch of them. We have to be careful now. I want to summon elementals, but I can't to that area. So... okay, shield bearers don't do any damage. They just have a ton of life. Let's just kill these. Okay, but there's 200 of them, so we need to heal up these guys really quickly. Then get them out of the way. Annoying, but fine. Let's just move them back. Oh, they're already full. Shit. Okay. That's fine. Alright. We'll burn a whole bunch of these guys down. Then we'll heal up some people. Hopefully get most of our archers back, if not all of them. So many shield bearers, though. Truly a staggering amount. Okay, we're gonna be pretty close to finishing them off, so we're not gonna attack this round. Oh yeah, we will. Never mind. Okay. Let's get all those back. That brings us back down under the infirmary count. And that's the end of that. Got all of our archers back, which all immediately died in one round, but that's fine. Worked out okay. And we gotta turn around and go back. Oh, that's gonna be more skeletons. So I was like, what is that? But it's just another skeleton army. That we've just made, probably. Where did I leave my big army of skeletons? That's Stone Maze. Okay. We can just move that army down to go find it. Another group of skeletons. More skeletons here now. Let's get them headed back as well. I wonder if we can go this way. Nope, that did not do anything valuable for us. Mongrels, and... oh, this is my other army. I'm trying to meet it up with this army. I hired these ones. A few extra troops, you know. Can't hurt. Probably can get into range. Perfect, look at that. Done. Alright, we can now, I think, officially skip a day. These are the two giants that we got. They're pretty cool. I'm just gonna kind of camp them out here, I think. I'll put them in the mongrel army for now. They take up a lot of room. Alright, skip one day. Ziggurat has been constructed. That's the one I want. Is that a demon army that's moving towards us? No, I don't think that's moving. This one is, though. We're gonna just position our army in the way. Not our undead one, because our undead ones will die there. That's fine. Where's this other army going? I think to Stone Maze, so I think this other army's positioned pretty well to take them on. Let's go see the Ziggurat event. That's what we've been waiting for. I think this is another Mythic Pact thing that we get to do. Possibly? I would imagine so. No, it's Irbeth again. Today, Irbeth looks unusually lively, her eyes are shining again, which you haven't seen since the battle for the Lost Chapel. Saluting you, she stands at attention. Commander, forgive me for bothering you with that personal matter, but I just want to say how grateful I am to you. During the attack on Dresden, I did not exactly cover myself in glory. You had every reason to throw me out of the army or send me to the condemned, yet you supported me. You helped me to regain my footing and continue to fight. You will not regret this decision, I swear. I will never again let the Crusaders down, neither by my actions nor my words, nor my thoughts. I'll be loyal to the Crusade to the end. I hope you will show greater self-possession in the future. Yes, Commander, right you are. I have conquered my inner demons and I can now go back to fighting the real kind. Irbeth smiles. Captain Odin salutes you and looks over the military council intently. Our intelligence was correct. Koramzade's host marches on Dresden. In his position, the wisest course of action upon reaching the city would be to lay siege and wear down our forces with nuisance raids. However, my experience tells me that he will act differently. This is going to be a full-on assault, a decisive display of his power. When the enemy moves in our position, we must meet them with a hail of arrows from the walls, gaining the full advantage of our superior defensive position. To prepare our army for this battle, I'll have a hiccup, sorry. To prepare our army for this battle, I propose to pass a reform and increase the presence of ranged troops in our ranks. I believe lightly armored slingers, a great number of them whom can be trained quickly, would be adequate for our purposes. And once the demons get to them, every one of those slingers will be slaughtered. I say we only recruit experienced, seasoned rangers who have traveled far and wide and know how to defend themselves in any situation. Captain Auden is correct to assume that our ranged troops can manage with light armaments. However, the troops themselves must be of exemplary quality to complete the task at hand. I suggest we pick the best adept archers we have and have them undergo rigorous training until they become true marksmen. In my experience, in a fight with a dozen quick and accurate archers, the most valuable among them is the one who knows how to pick the right target. You won't learn that by the kind of skill on the archery range, only in action. Call some headhunters, hard-boiled cutthroats who live by their ability to put an arrow in the eye of a moving target. We have several choices now here. What are headhunters like? They're javelin hunters. They do so much damage. Plus 17, 24 to 29 damage. It's crazy high. Snipers are plus 24, 33. Okay, we're going to go with marksman for sure. Unless maybe rangers. Let's see, rangers. Nope, we're definitely going to go with... Oh, rangers have 82 hit points. These guys only have... These are glass cannons. They have 22 hit points. They have 12 AC. They'll die fast. But they hit like a freight train. These guys are very survivable, but they don't hit nearly as hard. These guys have moderate of both, I guess. Headhunters it is. I have an influential acquaintances who will help mercenaries find lucrative contracts. I'll send your call to arms for them. Get your gold ready, you'll soon need it. Hope these measures will be enough to repel Koramzadeh's onslaught. If not, those coming to take our place will learn from our mistakes and fare better. What about the Ziggurat thing? I guess we have to go into this now. I was kind of hoping that Zechariah would show up. Art of War done. Alright, give me 1 sec, I just need to cough quickly. My apologies, a little bit of a sore throat today. These things happen. Do I need to actually build the Ziggurat? Maybe I just researched the Ziggurat? Nope, it's definitely not around here. Alright, well. Maybe he'll show up later. Maybe we need to go outside into the city itself. Maybe it's like an area we can go to. Well, let's see what else we can do for decrees. We only really have the Outpost of Bastion expansions. Oh man, I have a tickly throat today. Alright, we're gonna end this pretty quick. Because I can't stop coughing. We're gonna do one of the Outpost of Bastion expansions. I don't know which one this is. We're just going to issue the decree. We have lots of resources and we're not really spending any of them at the moment. So we'll do that. Plus we can always buy more if we need them. Let's go into the city. Maybe we can go to the Ziggurat on like the quick down or like the quick travel menu thing. And go speak to Zacharias. It would not appear so. Alright, well, I guess we'll move on with our game then. I'm sure we'll have to talk to Zacharias at some point in time, but it doesn't appear that he's around right now. So I think we'll end here. In the next video, we're going to go to either Molten Scar down here, or Winter Sun over here. I'm not really sure which one we have to go to yet. I may, in between videos, just do like a hard save here, wander back to the Artisan's Tower with Greybore and see what's going on. I don't know why it's still glittering, which makes me think we missed something, and if we did, I'll just kind of explain what we missed, or show you guys if it's something particularly cool. But for now, I'll leave you here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care.